What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes news, and today we are going to talk about the Guild Wars update. You will notice, though, brand new camera setup. Let me know what you think about it. A lot more detail, and I kind of like the little fuzzed out background, so let me know what you think about it. But today, well, technically today, when this comes out, it's probably Monday for most people. This came out on Saturday, but it was a ton of information, so I didn't really want to jump into it on the news video because the news video was already long enough about Anniversary. So today we're going to break down Guild Wars. We're going to go over some of the info we have. There's still going to be some clarification needed as the event comes out, but it looks like it's coming out very, very soon. And it does look like it's going to be coming out on all platforms at the same time. So let's jump into it here. So each Guild War will still last the full 7 days. The first day being the preparation phase. So everybody sets up their lineups, their teams, things like that. And then the 2nd to 7th days are all battle phases. So there are 10 areas here of interest that we need to pretty much defend in the preparation phase. So the players themselves can set it up too, and then once the players have set up where they want to defend, then the guild leaders, the officials, can go back and kind of manipulate the teams, change up who's where if they really want to. But it does make it so that it's not all on the leadership of the guild to do it all, because that could be very time intensive. So at least they give everybody the option to sign themselves up, put them in a certain location, and then they're pretty good to go. But players get to choose only one area to defend. So yeah, and it says here guild leader and officials, however, can shift the players around any way they see fit. So that is really good. Each area must have at least one defending player, maximum 3. So that pretty much means the max guild size, I think, is what, 30? I think you have 30 people in the guild. So that means if you are under the 30 person cap, which even I am on my server, I think we're up to like 28 players or something like that in our guild. Again, you just have to keep leveling your guild up further and further to get more slots unlocked. But yeah, so there's gonna be some things to figure out with this, because good majority of the player base does not have a 30 person guild. I feel like majority are in the 20s, somewhere between 20 and 28-ish, in that range. So there's going to be a little bit of deciding who goes where. But again, just sign your team up, leave that up to the officials. We'll see how it works out as soon as it's live. Luckily, we're official in pretty much every guild we're in, so we'll be able to make an actual in-game video when the time comes and get that taken care of. So that is good. And then it's based on your Guild Wars ranking. The number of heroes in the garrison changes. So not 100% sure what they mean for that just yet. It does say the heroes placed in the garrison during the battle phase cannot be changed. So essentially the preparation phase, day 1 is all you can change. And then after that is just battle phase after battle phase. So guild leaders and officials can determine the order in which players defend as well. But there is a 2-minute cooldown between edits. You can't go flip-flopping your team around like you can do in like Free Team Arena or Trial of Champion. It's pretty much a one and done, and then 2-minute cooldown, and then you can refresh it again. So it's not like you can keep changing it constantly. So I kind of think that's a good thing. We'll have to see though how it actually works out, the gameplay itself. So it could be good, it could be bad. We'll see. You need a minimum of 10 players in order to participate. So that's pretty much like a fresh guild. 10 player minimum. You have to have at least 10 people sign up. That is actually lower than Free Team Arena, because Free Team Arena, you need more people in that lineup to get maximum, or not Free Team Arena, the current Guild Wars system. You need more people than 10 to sign up to get maximum points. So that's not too bad. Minimum 10 seems decent to at least participate. And then during the battle phase, players can choose an area from other guilds to attack. So yeah, should be interesting to see. Players can use a total of 60 heroes. Every hero can only be used once. Now that part I'm not quite sure what they're getting at or what they're talking about. 60 heroes, does that mean like each person can use 60? We're gonna have to see, because that's a lot of heroes. That's a lot. We'll have to see what that actually means, because what it sounds like is 10 different players with 6 heroes in their lineup equals 60. So I think what they're talking about is when you attack, you only use 10 lineups. Of course, 10 lineups, 6 heroes, 60. That's what I'm getting out of it. Let me know what you guys think if I missed something in this too, or I'm not reading it right, because, you know, Barry does Barry things sometimes. So let me know about that. But as long as you still have usable heroes, you can continue to attack as well. So should be really interesting to see how it works out. I mean, a lot of this gameplay, I think, does come down to guild leaders and officials, so sadly not everybody gets to experience this, but at least you can watch and see what happens in the Guild Wars as well. During the Guild War, players can still regress any existing hero, so it's pretty similar where you lock your hero team in, and then throughout the week you can do whatever you want with the team. Doesn't affect Guild Wars at all. So there are a total of 5 different tiers. Tier 1 guilds can garrison 1 team, and Tier 5 guilds can garrison 5 teams. So it probably depends on like what your guild rating is or something like that to depend how many you can put in at a time, but that should be interesting to see. For each day during the battle phase, 5 guilds of the same tier will be grouped together. So looks like you go up against what then? You're going to be basically 6 days, so you're going to go up against 30 different guilds, or at least you're going to be grouped up total with 30 different guilds, so that's interesting. Well, I mean, no, that's not right, because it's not 5 times 6. It should be 4 times 6, so 24 other teams. 24 other guilds. There we go. Barry math right there. At the end of each day, the game will tally each guild score and determine each guild's ranking. Players cannot take an action for 20 minutes after reset. So it's kind of like the cooldown phase. 20 minutes after the reset happens every single day is the cooldown. Not too bad for tier 1 guilds. So tier 1 seems to be the lowest tier guilds. If you are first or first to third in the bracket, you raise up to tier 2. 4th and 5th will remain in tier 1. For tier 2 guilds, or rather for tier 2 to tier 4, so anywhere between 2 and 4 rankings, if you are first or second, you move up a tier. If you're third, you remain in the current tier. And if you're in the bottom of the group of 5, if you're 4th or 5th, you get downgraded a tier. So this is really interesting. Day to day, you can change up. So it sounds like everybody probably starts as tier 1. And as you go through the week, you have a chance to go all the way to the top. So actually, let's think about that. So day 2, your guild is rank 1. At the end of... So essentially day 3, you can become in tier 2, tier 4, so you can go up to 3, 4. So essentially you kind of need to win like every day. You kind of need to win pretty much every day. Does that mean you can lose one? So day 2 up to tier 1. Yeah, to get to tier 5, you need to win every day, it sounds like. So that's interesting. For tier 5 guilds, if you are first or second, you stay tier 5. But if you are 3rd to 5th, you go down. So that last day could be really important to your team, like really important. You gotta keep up for that last day or so, otherwise you will drop out of tier 5. But after every reset per day, the guild accumulated points will go back down to 0, so everything resets. However, individual points are kept the same. Not really sure what the individual points are going to be for. Maybe it's to kind of see how you actually performed in the Guild Wars, but this should be interesting. There's a lot of stuff we need a lot more info on to see what actually happens, but I can't wait, especially since this is coming pretty soon. So let's see. After the reset, all of your dead heroes are revived and injured heroes fully healed. So every day, everybody's heroes back to 100%. Good to go. Once the battle phase, or once the start of the battle phase happens, each guild earns 20 battle flags, which they can use to purchase buffs. Okay, so that's interesting. Subsequently, each guild earns another 10 battle flags after every reset. So you get 10 more. You start with 20, essentially 2 days worth, and then you re-get 10 more throughout the week. So buffs are stackable, and there is no limit to the number of stacks. So this is going to be really interesting, and probably a big old meta as far as Guild Wars goes as well. As far as those buffs, they include attack, HP, speed, revive, interesting, and faction advantage. That should be pretty interesting to see. And of course, you still get frames just like always, but these frames are actually important. So it sounds like if you end at tier 1, you get an 8% HP, 3% attack. Tier 2 up to 9% HP, 4% attack, and 3% control immunity. all the way up to that tier 5 one, which is 14% HP, 9% attack, and 6% control immunity. So if those are upgradable just like all the others, that tier 5 one might be a very high demand one for PvP, especially if we're in a PvP meta. So that would be really, really interesting. The only other thing we really got to talk about is what happens when people quit, guilds disband, things like that. So when a player quits Guild Wars, but players can quit Guild Wars, sorry, but they will forfeit all rewards. So you got to remember that as well. Guilds that participated in Guild Wars cannot be disbanded, so you can't just disband a guild in the middle of a Guild War. Don't worry about that. And lastly, guilds cannot disband if they have more than 10 players signed up for the preparation phase either. So essentially, you can't be signed up, period. You can't be in battle phase. You can't be in any part of the game. If you are, you will be stuck in there pretty much for the week. So a lot of info, guys, a lot of info. And I really, really got to shout out DH Games for giving us all this information. It feels like it's been forever since they've given us this much information leading up to a big event. So this is awesome. I'll take it, that's for sure. But let me know what you think about the new Guild Wars. Of course, we need to see some in-game action before we can truly judge it. But it's always fun speculating. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.